Page 14. The name of this song is called Tell Me the Story. Now, this song is actually a form of what's called the 12-bar blues. Now, you may have heard of that before. The 12-bar blues is simply a blues form made up of 12 measures that repeat over and over again. Now, we're going to do two things with this song. First, I'm going to play all the way through this song, but I'm going to really jazz it up. I'm going to throw in lots of blues licks and lots of fun stuff. And I want you just to sit back and relax and just check out what's happening on the screen. The reason I'm doing this is hopefully to really inspire you. Now, you've been studying for a while. You've been learning a few songs. You have an idea of what rhythmic patterns are about, right? But I want to give you an idea of what happens when you get a lot of rhythmic patterns under your belt. So just sit back, enjoy it. I'm going to dig through and just really pull out all the stops on this song. Secondly, we're going to play through the song again, but very simply. I'm going to teach you another rhythmic pattern that builds on what you've learned already. Okay, so first we're going to do a real fun, jazzed up version. I want you just to kind of watch it and get inspired, hopefully. Second, then, I want you to dig in. You're going to learn a new rhythmic pattern, and we're going to move down the road. Here we go. Tell me again about the good old days. It's been many miles since we've been on our way. Tell me once more about those good old days. Tell me once more how I found a friend. Yeah, tell me again how it all began. Well, I long to hear the whole thing again and again and again and again. Tell me the story, tell me the story again. Yeah, tell me the story, tell me again. I long to hear it, tell me again, again and again and again, so I don't forget. Oh, that's so fun to play. I hope that inspires you. You know, the world is full of all different kinds of styles. As you become a musician, learn to branch out into different styles. Now, after you've gone all the way through this course and you'd like to study the blues some more, we've got a website that's dedicated specifically to the study of keyboard blues. In fact, that's the name. The address is www.keyboardblues.com. Now we're going to back up and do a very, very simple version of the same song. In fact, we're going to go back to the last rhythmic pattern that we learned. We're going to do the same rhythmic pattern all the way through this song with the addition of one more note in your left hand, just to give you a little rhythm in your left hand. Now, we're progressing one step at a time. Eventually, you'll have many different rhythmic patterns under your belt, and you'll be able to pull them out. That'll be your toolbox, right? You'll be able to do what you just saw me do, playing all over the keyboard and making up great arrangements of any song by ear. That's the point of the whole thing. But we're going to go back to the very next step, okay? We're going to go to a very simple version. Let's take a look at the song. Now, you'll see major chords and minor chords in this song. For instance, the very first chord is G major, right? And then you see a C major. You know how to find those by now. And then down in the third line, you see D major at the end of the third line there. Okay, so you know how to find those chords. Let's go down towards the bottom of the song. You'll see a G with a lowercase m. That's G minor, right? So you take a G major, lower the third. Remember, that's the definition of making a minor chord. We studied that. So that's G minor, right? Now to find C minor, you can mentally think what C major is, right? And go right to the minor version. Lower the third in your mind. There's C minor, okay? So now we've found all the chords in the song. Let's look at the left hand. Now in the last song, I simply had the left hand playing a couple of roots down there, right? We're going to start using the tetrachord plus a whole step pattern in your left hand, okay? Now you've got that under your belt real well at this point. so you understand what that is. Now, the left hand, remember, had 2 whole notes that we're holding for 4 beats. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. You remember that? Okay, now I'm going to introduce you to the concept of half notes. Look on the page there. Look at the big capital L. That's your left hand rhythmic pattern portion. The very first note is not filled in, right? But it has a stem on it. So it's not a whole note, it's a half note. Half notes get 2 beats. So I have you playing a root. Do you see how it has the 1 there, or the root, for 2 beats? And then I have you playing the 5th, right? So the tetrachord plus a whole step pattern in your left hand is right there. So you're going to play the root, 2, 5th, 2, right? 1, 2, 1, 2. So the root for 2 beats, and then the 5th for 2 beats. How about on the chord C? The root for 2 beats, and then the 5th for 2 beats, okay? Now let's put hands together. Are you ready for this? This is where it gets kind of tricky, but it's really fun, okay? So the right hand, the chord is G. The right hand is the same pattern. If you need to study that more, you can back up to the last song. Together, it would be like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. I'm just doing the chord G. Okay, let's go on to the next chord, C. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let me do that chord again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now your right hand's about twice as busy as your left hand, right? Let's find that rhythmic pattern on the chord D, down on the 3rd line at the end. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so the left hand is playing the root for 2 beats, and then the 5th for 2 beats, okay? So your hands are starting to move. You're starting to look like a keyboard player now. Okay, now let's go down to the bottom of the page where it says G minor. Is anything going to change for the left hand? No, because the definition of a minor chord means to take the 3rd and lower it a half step. And the left hand is only playing roots and 5ths. It doesn't have anything to do with the 3rd at this point, so it won't do anything different. While the right hand plays the minor version. Listen. See how nice that is? Okay, that's G minor, the G minor version of this rhythmic pattern. Let's go to C minor. There it is, okay? Now, let's go all the way through the song, playing this rhythmic pattern over the chords and singing the melody. Now, the first melody note that you're going to sing is B, right? Tell me again. We're going to take this a lot slower than I did in the jazzy version, okay? Here we go.
Tell me again about the good old days. It's been many miles since we've been on our way. Tell me once more about those good old days. Tell me once more how I found a friend. Tell me again how it all began. I long to hear the whole thing again. Tell me the story again. Where? Tell me the story again. Well, I long to hear it. Tell me the story